G'day everyone, Daniel Anderson with you again for this episode where today we're going to take a look at Sway and also Microsoft Teams. Now I was reading online last night about the best way to be able to bring in a Sway into Microsoft Teams. Now we can't add that. It turns out you can't add that as a tab. Even with the web tab, you can't do that in Teams. So there is a way that we can do it. It's going to involve the King of Kings in SharePoint. So what we're going to do is we can embed the Sway into a SharePoint page and then bring that SharePoint page into Microsoft Teams. All right, so a little bit of a workaround, not too hard to set up once you know how to do it. So let's just take a look. So we're going to jump into Sway here. And I'm just going to go to all sways. I'm going to go to my sways here, and I've got this sway that I've created here as a how-to. All right, so we're just going to take a quick look at that into Sway. You can see here that it's a cooking, it's a recipe with some methods and some more info. Right, simple Sway. Now what we want to do is we want to grab the embed code here. So if we jump up to the share button and we go to get embed code, we can copy this to the clipboard, and we're going to need that for in a little bit. All right, now what I've got open here is a SharePoint site. It's just a communication site. It could be also the site that's connected to your Microsoft Teams, so you could do it in there as well. I like using the communication site for this type of thing because I can get a bigger page. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new page. I'm just going to start with the blank template. That's going to create that really quickly for me. I'm just going to edit this, the title area. I'm just going to keep it as plain so I can have some more real estate. I'm just going to remove this. I'll just give the page a template, a page title. I'm just going to delete this text, and I'm going to add the embed web part. All right, so there's an embed web part here. And what we can now do, remembering we took the embed code from the Sway, I'm now going to paste that embed code into there, and that's going to embed that Sway into this SharePoint page. And I'm just going to go ahead and publish that. So you can see here that we've got the Sway now embedded onto the page, and we can flick through that Sway either using the scroll bar or using the arrows down the bottom here. We can also jump into the full screen mode of Sway, where that will take it up into full screen. Now, let's bring that into Teams. So what we want to do here is we want to grab the URL of the page. We want to jump into our team, and let's just pop into this team here, the research and development. We'll whack that in, we'll pop it into this channel here. So what I want to do here is I want to add a tab, and I want to use the SharePoint tab. Now, because this site and the SharePoint site and page that we embedded that Sway onto isn't the SharePoint site that's associated to this team, we need to use this add page or list from any SharePoint site. We can now paste that SharePoint page into here, and I'm just going to save that. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to add that tab. It's going to bring that SharePoint page into Teams. You can see here how to cook pasta, and I've now got that Sway that's now embedded into this tab. All right, so that's a really good way where you can use. So we're using three parts here. So we're using Sway, we're using SharePoint, and then we're using the SharePoint tab inside of Teams. Now, the good thing here is we can either just use the tab, so we can flick through using it while we're in the tab here. We can also make this the Sway full screen also. All right, so we've got that functionality, but then we've also got the ability here to expand this tab. So we can expand this tab with inside of Teams here, and we can now flick through this Sway in a bigger screen, in a bigger window inside of Teams as well. So there's a couple of different options there for us. And that is a really good way that we can bring those Sways into Microsoft Teams. All right, so again, we're using Sway, we're creating a modern SharePoint page, we're embedding the Sway into a SharePoint page, and then we're adding the SharePoint tab into Teams to give us that experience. Really, really quick and easy, and it's something that you can use straight away. All right, so thanks for watching. Hope that brings you some value, and I will see you in the next episode.